Video Q&A, the sequel, brought to you by the Departments of Redundancy Department. So Barbara asked me a whole bunch of questions, starting off where we left off. Do I like Mumford and Sons? Not really. I'm kind of wary of their music, or cautious of it, I guess. But, I mean, it's they're talented for sure. Countryside or city life? Both. I mean, I love living in the city, but the reason I love it is because the reason I love cities is because it's kind of like an adventure. Um, it's kind of a just I don't know how to explain it, like a place that I'm not familiar with, um, and that's really cool to me. But it kind of the awe disappears when you're there long enough, So I'd kind of like to live in a suburb, outskirts, with some space. Space. Movie theater or Redbox? Movie theater. Okay, Micah asked me some questions. What's my favorite thing about Micah? My favorite thing about Micah is his GIFs. When am I coming to Virginia so we can hang out? I don't know. That's probably not going to happen. What view of eschatology do you hold to? Oh my god. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I've read all the Left Behind books, so there's that. But I was a kid and don't okay. Public service announcement: do not ever read the Left Behind books if you've never read them before. Um, I mean, my view of eschatology is that Jesus is coming back, and it's gonna be sweet. Am I gay with myself? No, that was a joke. Don't be offended. Do I realize how offensive and hypocritical it is to run my blog the way that I desire? I don't realize that. Otherwise, I guess I wouldn't do it. Can you borrow $1,000? No. Is Micah my favorite blogger? No. Back to Barbara. If I had to pick which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle would I be, I would be anyone besides Raphael. Raphael sucks. He always gets in trouble. I mean, Michelangelo's got the goofy spirit. Leonardo's a leader. Donatello's got bows. That's just sweet. Also known as a stick. I don't know. I would just like to be a turtle that can kick ass and eat pizza. Do I sleep under my blankets or on top? If I have a choice, I will always sleep under blankets. I love blankets. I hate when it's really hot and I can't cuddle up under them. I hate sleeping without a blanket on. Which shoe do I put on first? Usually my left, because my right foot is bigger. Actually, I don't know if that's the reason why. My right foot is bigger, side note. But yeah, I usually put my left shoe on first. Maybe my left leg is more comfortable. I don't know. What's the meaning of life? 42. Do I shower in the morning or at night? Always in the mornings, and a lot of the time at night because I'll work up a sweat. So usually both. What instruments do I play? I play my voice. I play piano or keyboard and guitar. I played clarinet for 8 years. And I used to be really good at harmonica. I haven't in a long time though. Did I have any dreams last night? Yes. Were you wanting to know about them, or I don't really remember them anyways. There were a lot of Tumblr people in my dreams lately though, so that's interesting. Last one from Barbara. Am I getting any more tattoos? If so, what are they? I've got a lot of ideas for tattoos. Tattoos are tough for me because I don't like to. I mean, I have control issues. So for me to be comfortable with a tattoo, I need to be like 100% okay. I know exactly what I want, exactly where I want it, and exactly how I want it done. So it's going to be on my body forever. But like I'm not that great of an artist. So a lot of the times I can't get to that place by myself, but I also can't trust someone else to finish my ideas for me. I'm really hot right now, by the way. So yes, the only one that I know for sure is I'm going to get a dove insignia on my chest with some Hebrew and a Romans reference. and a bunch more. I just don't know 100% what they're gonna look like. Stuper Steph, who's I think her name is Stephanie. Yeah, Stephanie. Asked if I could go on a road trip. Where would I go, and how long would it be? Well, I'm going to Ohio in June, so that exists. Otherwise, I mean, I don't really care where I go. I'd like to just go on a road trip. Like, once in my life, I'd like to go on a road trip without a destination, but, like, that's going to last several days with a person or with people, you know what I mean? Just not have any place in mind. Who would I go with, and what would I stay or sleep in? Well, at Alive, I'm going with mostly Detroit Tumblr people, staying in tents. I actually, if I have the choice then, and just in general, I like to sleep outside on an air mattress under the stars, if that's an option. Stephanie asked, which Power Ranger did I want to be as a kid? First, the Black Ranger, and then the White Ranger after Tommy became good. What's my favorite book of the Bible and why? Hebrews. Because it's the best. Hebrews is awesome. Hebrews is like the best. I don't know. I could talk for hours on Hebrews, so I'm not even going to answer that because I know Stephanie doesn't like it when these are super long. Name and describe all the pets that I've had over the course of my life. Okay, Stephanie, let's keep the video short, shall we? I had a cat when I was little named Perlin, which is like a name of a sort of beam. My mom makes buildings. I had a dog. Then we got, when I was like 9 or 10, maybe a little younger. We got a cat named Sneakers, who we still have. We got this big mixed dog named Jax, and he ran away. That was my first dog ever, and that was tragic. Then we got my dog now, whose name is Jasper, and he's a little Shih Tzu dog. Greatest little guy ever. What's one place I've always wanted to visit? Seattle, Nashville, New York City. Where and with who are you the happiest? I am happiest at concerts, usually. And outside of that, just when I'm with a lot of people, and people that I know care about me. How many times have I seen Space Jam? I will confidently say I've seen Space Jam at least 15 times. It might even be double that. And I know the whole soundtrack by heart, by the way. What was my favorite class in college? Well, I got college credit for practicing with the women's basketball team, so that was cool. Otherwise, like, my coaching classes were really fun because it was basically just like play basketball, play volleyball, play football. I had some easy classes. What's the best score I've ever gotten in bowling? 238. Have I ever studied constellations? A little bit, yeah. I'm a fan of stars, unless I was right next to one. That would hurt. What's the manliest thing? Do I have a lisp? What's the manliest thing I've ever done? There's this game called Buck Buck, where you get a whole bunch of guys. You get 2 teams of guys, and you one team like forms a line, and you wrap your arms around the waist of the guy in front of you, and everybody like bends over, and you form like a chain, and then the other team takes turns. They'll run from a distance, and they'll like run up behind you. And so this is all the guys like in a row. They'll run up behind you, and they'll jump as far as they can and land on top of your chain of guys, and then like the whole team does that. The goal is to make the other guys break their chain and fall apart, and if you do that, then you get a point. And that's a pretty manly game. That's pretty fun. I don't know if that's the most manliest thing I've ever done, but someone sent me a friendly reminder not to put my worth in Tumblr, always keeping me in prayer. Thank you. I appreciate that. Favorite food? Pizza. Favorite childhood memory? I don't know. That's tough. I don't even know how to answer that. Probably something with my brother. If I could encourage a man of my generation in one thing, what would it be? Um, don't be cowards. Would be that. In general, but especially with women, want to we want to be safe and kind of wiggle our way up right next to women that we're interested in, until like testing the waters to make sure that there's no risk involved in pursuing them, and it's dangerous and it's not honoring, and it's not I don't know. I don't think that's a very good thing because um, you're taking intimacy from those women. But not just with women, but just in general. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to live a lifestyle of grace. Fail big and be okay with that. And don't be afraid to get hurt. Fallon asked me a bunch of questions. Number one, if you could say one song was your life song, what would it be? There's a few that the lyrics really speak to me, but they're really not that great of a songs. So I'm not gonna say them. Like they're not that good of music. One song that has always felt like my life is "When I Go Down" by Relient K. Would you rather have stinky breath or stinky feet that you could never get rid of? Stinky feet, because you can cover and mask stinky feet easier than breath. What's the favorite way someone has described me? A while ago, someone told me that I was the greatest man that they knew. I don't know if they're being genuine on that or not, but they said that, and then someone told me that that I was pretty unparalleled in their eyes, and those are up there for sure. What's a particular area of my life that I need to be reminded of Christ? Companionship and intimacy, not feeling alone. Favorite Pop-Tart flavor? S'mores. If you like something other than that as your favorite Pop-Tart flavor, you're wrong. Flair. How great is Illinois in comparison to Nebraska? It's about 77.34% as good as Nebraska. Someone asked me what is my favorite term of endearment for a girl to use for me. A specific term is tough, but I would say that my favorite way of being endeared by a woman is to hear that I'm respected, and like specifically how I'm respected, like actual examples of like I really respect this about you, or admire. Specific things, not just like, oh, I respect you, or like whatever, because people say that stuff not out of sincerity all the time. How long have I had a Tumblr? I've had a Tumblr since October of 2010, but I didn't really use it much for the first few years I had it, or I didn't use it the way I wanted to. And then finally, Hope asked me what's my favorite thing about myself. My passion and energy is my favorite. I'm using those synonymously. They are two separate things, but they go together a lot of the time. So I'm using those as two things and as one thing simultaneously. Uh, favorite state in the U.S. and why? I mean, so far it's Nebraska. It probably won't be for the rest of my life. Right now, it is Nebraska. A big part of that has to do with the university. If you guys have not heard of Jack Hoffman and Team Jack, you guys need to check that out on YouTube right away. Um, that's what my university and that's what my state are all about. If I got a dog today, what would I name it? That would depend a lot on context of what kind of dog. Um, I like ironic. I'm all about irony and I'm all about pop culture as far as animal names. Or just like goofy. So maybe I would name him like Optimus Prime or like a human, like maybe I would name him like Franklin Cornelius something, or something like Beyonce if it was a girl maybe. I don't know, something for lols. And last question: talk about something you're passionate about. That's tough because I'm passionate about I mean pretty much everything. Um, I am passionate about. Gosh, how do I even word this? I'm passionate about seeing transformed lives, seeing the gospel stand in stark comparison to the world, not being in isolation, but being in distinction, in ways that don't make sense to people, uh, to where your life just looks so unusual and so dramatically like a paradigm shift that people can't help but ask why, and the only answer to that is Jesus. I'm passionate about encouraging others to that end, and living that way myself. Um, yeah, so that's it. That was the sequel. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for your questions. Peace and blessings to you all. Duck faces and deuces.